Welcome to Backstage with Geoffrey Morrissey. I am Geoffrey Morrissey. We're backstage at the House of Blues. It's a little bit of a party today. I am joined by the awesome band Misterwives, and if you guys could just introduce yourselves to our lovely listeners, that would be great.
Yes. Hello, I am Mandy.
I'm ATN.
I'm Murph.
I am Jesse.
I'm Will.
And I'm Mark.
And we're
Misterwives!
It's a party!
That will never get old. I can absolutely assure you. And then you guys have one of the I love the backstory. If I remember correctly, you guys started off a little bit as an '80s cover band, correct?
The old wives' tale, yes.
Story within the story. A wives' tale. Oh, good. So we could put like a
Mr.
myth to
Wives'
rest.
Tale. But yeah. I mean, I guess that's how me and Will actually met. I just moved into my first apartment, and I had no furniture, and it was around the time of my birthday, and I was just like, this apartment is begging for a birthday party. So we made it an 80s prom, and we had a bunch of friends play 80s covers, and we were in a band that night, and we just kept playing.
Yep.
And so the love of 80s music and a lot of alcohol brought us together.
It's a classic story.
Yep.
Well, I was just going to ask, what are the 80s go-to 80s songs that y'all, if you do like to cover, what were some of the ones that were played that night?
People always ask that, and I'm like, I really don't remember much. I just have a horrible, tacky dress with huge
Tears for
perfumes.
Fears.
There was a lot of Pat Benatar, Cyndi Lauper. What else did we play? I don't know, but you can chime in on your favorite 80s songs. There's so many.
I don't know. Tears for Fears, The Human League. Dek Karmisar. You know that song? It's like, don't turn around. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
We can carry on.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Like a Prayer.
Want to dance with somebody?
Want to Dance with Somebody, yeah.
That's my go-to karaoke.
Ah,
yes,
good karaoke
right?
song.
Right? It's an awesome one. Dramatic. Oh, no. I would absolutely
Take it away.
embarrass.
Chorus.
I would embarrass myself, trust me, especially in this company. Yeah, true. Touche. But if you guys could have someone cover one of your tracks, who would you guys want to take a crack at it? Maybe hear them do a rendition of Misterwives.
Oh, interesting.
That's a good question.
No one's ever asked.
I aim to please. Thank you.
Has to be living, right? They have to be alive.
We can do both. We can do living and dead.
I mean, I would love to hear No Doubt do a cover, but
That'd be a
that's
good one.
just I think that would be good.
I think I'd quite like to hear Damien Rice do a cover of Reflections.
Oh, I could. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
Because
good
the
one.
lyrics, like a breakup song,
is a
right?
breakup
so
song.
Damien Rice would.
It did start off as
Yeah.
a sad, slow song, and then ATN came around and made it a dance song. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just added that fat beat. Who do we want? That's an interesting question. Oh.
Paramore would be fun.
No, but that's just similar. You
similar?
gotta
Okay.
maybe like Louis Armstrong
Louis
covering
Armstrong?
a song. That would be pretty awesome.
There's this thing called postmodern jukebox. Where it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I would want
Oh,
them to
that
do-
actually would be
I
incredible.
want them to do Machine just because it would be like total. They'd have to totally flip it.
Or we could have Shakira cover Machine, and it will just sound the same.
I'd
So many people have said that it sounds like Shakira.
Really?
No,
I don't get it.
Jimi Hendrix cover Let the Light In.
Ah.
That's a good, like, that would be dope.
Mark's like, oh, my guitar.
I can
solo.
hear that. Exactly. You thought my, doing karaoke would be embarrassing. Then get Jimi Hendrix on the track, and everyone's, oh God.
It'd be great to hear a real guitar player.
Ooh, shots fired.
You know what the articles like? There's just gonna be a thing said, "Will throw shade."
On his
Well, oh, now I even have my headline. Good
You got
point.
your
Good
headline.
point.
You got your clickbait.
Yeah, I got my clickbait exactly.
Well, we did find out earlier on today that Will was going to call himself the guitarist in Misterwives.
No, that's inaccurate.
That's
Yeah.
inaccurate.
Will was the guitarist at one
Yeah, he
point in
was.
this band,
I
so.
saw you.
as
You were
guitarist.
playing guitar, yeah.
Well, there we go. A little bit of drama here. I didn't mean to stir the
There's
pot.
so much drama in this
PSP's
band.
Trouble with Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise, exactly. Well, you guys do some amazing covers of your own. Some that come to mind: Ride, Same Drugs, Awesome, Riptide. How do y'all choose what songs you want to cover? How does that sort of come to you?
It's typically like what we're listening to, if it's something different from the genres we play, it's fun to put our own spin on it. I listen to Chance probably every single day of my life, so that was an easy one. 21 Pilots, we toured with them and loved Blurry Face. That was an amazing album. We did some Drake. We did some, what else did we cover? Some Sam Smith. Yeah.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
And live, we've done like Michael Jackson,
Mhm,
and
PYT.
Cyndi Lauper, The Weeknd.
It's basically whatever we like, and if we think we could put a fun spin on it, it's a contender.
Well, there you go. There you go. I think when I saw you guys at Boston Calling, amazing show, by the way.
Thank
I think you
you.
guys did a Michael Jackson one. I was like, damn, that's really good.
Yeah.
Did we do
No one
PYT?
knows what. It was the weekend into PYT, and then you realize no one knows that song, except until you get to the part of "Repeat after me, say na 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 na." Then everybody was like, "Oh, this song."
Now I know what's going on.
Also, fun fact: he uses the word tenderoni in that song. I never knew that.
Tenderoni. Yeah, when you have to sing it, then it comes across. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, "Oh, that's what he's saying,
I like that he was
tenderoni."
like thinking of lyrics.
Pepperoni,
Rice-a-roni.
tenderoni, yeah.
The Rice-a-roni commercial came on. He was like, tenderoni. And then Quincy Jones was like, great idea, Michael. I don't know.
It is tough to imagine like Quincy Jones signing off on that, but it had to have happened. I mean,
Oh, it's in the track, yeah.
Well, we're talking about it now, so it worked.
exactly,
Right?
true. Touche. But you guys have just a live show that I know whenever I see it, I marvel at it. So many other people do. What has been a concert that you guys have been absolutely blown away by? One that just sort of sticks out to you?
LCD Sound System
that
at
was
Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the most memorable shows I think all of us together have experienced. And we were on top of our tour bus. We tried to get good spots, but it was really crowded, and we had just played Bonnaroo on the main stage before we were just on this crazy high and without the drugs. And then we couldn't find a good spot, so we all climbed on top of our tour bus that was parked right next to the main stage. So we just got to watch their set and dance. I'm surprised, thank God, none of us fell off of the tour bus. We wouldn't be here today.
That was
But it was
very
just a very
miraculous.
memorable, like, out-of-body experience to get to, experience a concert that way together.
Wow, I'm jealous for sure. That's a great one. And then so Connect the Dots, absolutely A, great record, B, great name for a record. What was the moment when you guys were making this where you saw all the dots being connected, where you felt the album coming together, whether that was in a song, one day in the studio? When did you know that, like, wow, this is going to be good?
I don't think I ever feel that way writing music. Just kidding. The whole way through, it felt pretty serendipitous. It all felt really organic, and we were feeling very inspired, and we didn't hit any major roadblocks. So that was kind of the feeling throughout the album, was figuring out how to connect all the songs together, and it just presented itself like that old school artwork you used to do as a kid, where there's all these scattered dots, and you're trying to make sense of it all, and each piece is integral to making the picture.
A good picture too. And then
Thank
someone
you.
who helped out with that was Butch Walker, which was like really cool. I didn't realize his involvement to this until I had to like research this. But how did he sort of come about? How did you all get to know him and get to work with him?
ATN produced all the demos that are not demos. They're pretty much what you hear. Although Butch is a god and really took the album to the next level, but we were kind of in a predicament where like you don't really get to put out an album independently. We had to have a producer on it, and we had been through a list of people, and no one was sticking, and everybody was kind of slimy feeling. And we went and met with the head of our label, Matt Galley from Photo Finish, and he was just like, "Hey, there's this guy Butch Walker who's amazing," and we were like, "Sure, let's give it a try," because it was down to the wire where we didn't have anybody to produce it, and we really wanted to put out the record. So we just flew out to LA to do a few songs. And the first day we got there, we called our managers, and we're like, we're doing the whole album with him. Like, we just fell in love, and that guy is such a legend, and it was so inspiring to learn from him and get to work with him, and we still all fangirl about him.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
By far.
100%.
Oh, he just did. He's like another one. Like he does this cover of it's a Taylor Swift song. I forget which one it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know-
I saw the video.
Oh,
he
I saw the
plays
video,
everything,
yeah, in the
and
studio.
records it.
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
he write that song for her?
Possibly.
Because he wrote a bunch of Taylor Swift songs.
Maybe.
I know, because she
Swift
sent
wrote.
him a gift of the blanket that was herself,
right.
and I used that
Oh.
blanket every day because it always got really cold at night. So thanks, T Swift, for keeping me warm. Somehow that's
Butch Walker in studio and the overlooking Taylor Swift is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
makes this album amazing. And then so another thing that I love, the message of this record was to let the light in, which is obviously a track on the album as well. So in your daily lives, how do y'all let the light in? Because you're a fun bunch. I mean, there is no absence of light, maybe literally, but metaphorically.
In the green room there is.
Yeah,
There's
in the
never
green
any
room there
windows.
is.
We are
Yeah.
vampires. We are who need a lot of vitamin D. How do we let the light in?
I would say it would be hard for us to like not
Yeah.
light in.
Except for Murph if he doesn't have his coffee in the morning.
right.
That's the
That's
only
right.
time there's any
Very
darkness
important.
in this
Say
band.
that, Murph.
Even me, I like to try and be optimistic when possible. And with this group, it's very easy. I think if you take yourself too seriously, that's the only time it gets dark. You gotta,
Speaking
we
from
do not
personal
take-
experiences.
We do not take ourselves.
Personal experience, yeah.
It's very hard to be in a dark place when you're fulfilling your dreams with your best friends. Like, we're a total family, and we have the most fun. And it's just the greatest experience ever. And also, I don't know, we're just very happy to play music. And I don't know.
What would there, in your opinion, what would there be to be like not happy about in our situation as like friends in a band?
Jesse's now interviewing you.
Yeah. I know.
Jesse.
Really. Seriously. You actually stole one of my questions coming up, which we'll get to. But I know how to deal with thieves. It's fine.
More shade. Damn, this is feisty.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, like, honestly though, I think y'all are living the dream. But like, but it's just sort of like, there's just always just this trope of whenever I come to one of these things, half the time everyone is dressed in black head to toe. There's like this. I was happy I got to wear a pink shirt today because I knew there was gonna be color.
You look great.
Thank you.
You fit in. You can be in the band.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll be the honorary member. But no, and then it's like, all the music that is produced from that, it looks, you would think that they're living the dream, but as one of my teachers once said, it just sounds like a very sad man moaning over an untuned guitar, and I don't get how people like it. So I get like, you just see people in there so depressed, and I don't know. So I'm happy to see the happiness, because in my opinion, yeah, this would be a really cool thing.
I could see that if you're not with the right people, this could be a really rough situation.
Yeah.
And we've experienced that a lot with other artists and seeing them all hate each other, and it's just so packed with drama, and there's egos and all this nonsense that interferes with your art and the beauty of music and how it connects everybody, and there's just none of that in this band. And we all genuinely love each other, and like when we get home, we hang out with each other. It's not like, oh, I don't want to see you forever. We're seriously like, guys, I miss you. What are you doing tonight? So it's we're very fortunate because that's surprisingly rare in this industry.
We've all pretty much spent our lives trying to get to do this as well. We've all just worked really hard at trying to get here. So now we are here. We're definitely enjoying it.
That's the way to be.
Trying to get here also.
That is the way to be for sure.
To Boston, it's tough.
To Boston, oh my God, yeah, no transit system, no, like, all the highways are a mess. So yes, just getting here is an accomplishment in and of itself. Your music is so upbeat and peppy, which is something that I was just sort of mentioning. I really appreciate, and you as a lyricist, Mandy, it's just incredible, especially when you look and you read the lyrics out of the context of a song.
Thank you.
Is it difficult though to like take on heavy topics and have them get the same respect when it's in an upbeat song though? Because I feel like sometimes people think pop is just like, oh, it's all roses and flowers, but you guys tackle a lot of tough stuff on this record.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's the beauty. Music is so therapeutic that there was just a lot going on that needed to be spoken about, and I think that's the really cool thing of the juxtaposition of pop music. You can write about sad, devastating things or pain and put it in a way where it sounds very accessible, and then you look deeper into it, and then it can hit you in places you didn't expect. So I always find that to be a fun challenge. It's a lot easier to write a depressing, sad song. I promise you that.
Yeah.
When you add, just production or sounds or happy, and I always second guess myself way more when things sound positive. I don't know why, right, ATN? I usually am like, this sounds too happy.
Sometimes I'll deliberately try to make Mandy really sad. And I'll be like, well, you better write a song about it if you're so sad.
It's, I don't know, it's just nice to disguise it so that it sounds, it's easy on the ears, and then when you really dissect it, I think that's something really cool in that weird dynamic between the two opposing sides.
Well, nice. I like that. I like that outlook a lot. And then, so again, a big band that we have here, and this was going to be the question I was going to ask. Do any of y'all have a question for each other? Because I feel like I've been throwing questions at you for the past 14 minutes.
You're
a question
really good.
for me, a question for y'all. Who needs to answer something?
We know each other way too well. We can ask you a question.
Mark has thrown out a lot of accusations about someone eating his Twix. So I think right now is probably...
Yeah, that's a great question. Will, why did you eat all my Twixes?
I'm vegan. I didn't eat his Twix. It wasn't me.
What's the plural of Twix?
Twixi.
Twixi.
Twixie.
Twixie?
Twixie?
How did you get into this? What drew you to
That is,
interviewing people?
That is a good question. My mother said you have to do something this summer, and I had aged out of summer camp, and I was too young to get a job, like legally to be hired. I'm probably gonna edit that out. And then so I went to the local radio station. I said, "Do you guys have any internships?" And my now boss said, "Sure." Brought me on. My other boss left, and there was another college kid, so we picked up her hours and split it. Then I'm like, wow, I'd really like to go to shows, and all I wanted to do was meet my first guest, Frank Turner. And so I was thinking of ways that I could do that, and I was like, oh, I could interview him, and found someone who has like a similar show, and I said, would that be cool? And he said, yeah. And I thought it was going to be a one-time thing, and 107 guests later, we're still going into it.
Yes.
Exactly.
No, that's amazing.
Well, it's all possible thanks to great people like you and the folks at Photo Finish. So a big thank you.
Shout out to Photo Finish.
They're the best. They're the best.
Oh, you're really good at it. You're a natural.
Well, thank you. And this will be my last question for y'all. I know you have a show to play and fun stuff to do. Tonight's show is going to be recorded, I heard?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you heard about that already.
Insider,
no pressure.
No pressure. I know, really. Sorry, I will mention no more of it. But who are you guys listening to right now? Who's been spinning on the bus and all that fun stuff?
On the bus, we actually do have a DJ. It's our merch guy, Pat.
Nice.
Has a speaker on his crotch. That is, we call it crotch rock. And he's been spinning all sorts of, we have lots of Cher, Spice Girls. Every night there's been like a sober dance party. A lot of 90s.
Smash Mouth.
The Cranberries, which inspired a Cranberries cover.
True, that we haven't yet performed, but we might.
But we're going to do it.
Tomorrow.
I've actually heard Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh, God, he does play that a lot in my whole
in
life.
the year it came out, which says a lot.
And the thong song. He likes the thong song.
I mean, I feel like that was in like 40 commercials.
I don't know. I think that was.
Did they ever get to answer that question, though?
Yeah, did they ever find the dog release her?
I don't know.
Search is still out.
That's our DJ. But you guys listen. I like Maggie Rogers a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know her?
Yeah, we talked to her a couple months ago. She's
cool.
amazing.
Yes, I'm a huge fan. I just got into her. Like I said before, I think I listen to Chance every single day. That's like what gets me pumped up for the show.
Nice.
I listen to him and I'm like, yeah. If one more label try to stop me, I'm not gonna finish that line.
And that seems like the perfect place to end. I cannot thank y'all enough. Misterwives, if you are not listening to Connect the Dots, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. You should. Thank you guys again so much. Have a great one.